Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be featuring Tissot for the very first time on the channel, and as we all know, the PRX model has been an absolute hit from. It really has done well, both in its quartz and automatic versions. I'm probably more a fan of the quartz than I am of the automatic, but this one here is its big brother, and it really is its big brother. It's got some heft to it, this watch. This is the automatic chrono. Now, before I get too far into this review, I've got to say a big thank you over to Ryan and the team over at Francis Gaye for allowing me to review this watch. They've got such a massive selection of stock. If you want to buy this watch, feel free to drop into the shop. If not, give Ryan or one of the team there a call and they'll be able to sort you out a great deal and get the watch out to you. So, what do we have here? This is a bit of a beast of a watch. It is so different to the standard PRX, which is quite a thin and, it's quite a light watch in comparison. This has got some heft to it. Now, sizes wise, we are talking a 42mm by 15mm. And the lug to lug is a little bit awkward because you have these protruding end links due to this design. So the lug to lug is actually a surprisingly long 52.7, but that is partially down to this tonneau style case. Now, when it comes to strap size, obviously, I can give a lug to lug here, but that doesn't mean anything. So it's one of these watches you are stuck with the bracelet or their actual leather strap, unless you can get one custom made. So let's zoom in on that dial somewhat and just look at it. How retro kind of, they've really kept that 70s theme going with this, especially with the gold gilding on this model. Now, it is available in various colours, but this one just really stands out. It kind of suits the period of which it was designed for, and that period is now kind of back in fashion now, and it does look the part. I kind of have a soft spot for this kind of looking watch, as my very first Seiko watch I ever owned had a similar kind of design. Now, as we can see on the text, on the dial, we have this brushwork going down there. It does look really cool. We've got applied hour markers going around here. This kind of funky minute track going around, which seems to like focus your eye in a bit more, and these rather cool gilded hands. Now, to be fair, there's not a lot of lume on this watch, but it isn't that kind of watch. We have a Tissot at the top with the 1850. Let's just move that out of the way, as you can see there. And down the bottom we have a PRX in the lower subdial and a Swiss made. We also have a date at the 430 position, which does actually match the colour of the dial, so it kind of does a nice job of hiding away there. Now, these three subdials, we have the constant running seconds there, we have a minute totalizer and the hour totalizer there. Now, obviously this is a chrono, so if we give this a push, let's hear what it sounds like. Very, very solid push. It's got a real definite solid sound to it, and as you can see, we've got a very nice gliding second hand going on there. This is an 8 beats per second watch, so you do get a very nice glide to it. And to be fair, it just looks the part, doesn't it? As we come out here, we have a flat sapphire crystal with AR coating. We have the nice shiny bezel going on, and then we have this rather funky case. And it just looks fantastic. I think it really does look quite cool. Now, as you may have noticed, there is a strange indent there. That isn't a helium release valve. This is the date totalizer, or corrector. So if you want to change the date on this watch, if I pull it out there, you actually get this little tool which comes with it, as we can see Tissot there, and you apply it into there, and if you watch the date down at 4:30, you see it changing. So that's how it's actually done on this watch. So there you go, 18th, 20th. So that's how you actually change the date. So that means the crown itself, you pull it, you don't have a screw down crown. This is basically manual wind in there. Obviously it's hacking, and you pull it out, and then you can adjust the actual time there. So yeah, it's quite a nice kind of way of doing it actually. Now the actual crown pushers do look fantastic in this rectangular kind of theme. As we press it again, let's hear that. Very solid. Now if we do a actually we'll let it go around a bit further actually. Now as you can see, the bracelet is a single link affair. It kind of matches what you expect. The Tissot 1855 on the butterfly clasp, as you can see there, we don't have any micro adjustment. We just have these very small half links where you can adjust it from. So that's the same with most butterfly styles. You always have half links to adjust it. Now let's get back to this chrono. If I press that now, it does have a very solid sound. If we press the reset, so you're going to watch second hand zoom round, and there you go. So it just looks and feels the part. It really does. The actual movement on the back is kind of interesting. There's a lot of decoration going on there. It also has, I think, one of the most free spinning rotors I have ever come across. It is amazing. It just loves to spin. Now the actual movement is a Valjoux A05H31, and that has a power reserve of around about 60 hours, 27 joule movement. So it's a Valjoux. It's going to be pretty bomb proof. One thing I would like to point out is that I did put this on the time grapher earlier, and really good. It was pulling around about half a second to 1 second plus a day. And to be fair, you can't ask much better than that. It is really solid. The watch is also water resistant to 100 meters. So it is a kind of a very cool watch. And if you're after this kind of funky look, for its £1,500 price tag, I think this is a lot of watch for the money. So most brands, if you want a chronograph, you're paying 2,000 upwards. This one actually does offer good value. If I put it on my wrist, you'll see what it looks like. Just a quick wrist check. I'm wearing a Zim 104 on a fine link bracelet. Bob over there is wearing his Zinyu 2. So we take that one off. Now, one thing I would point out with this watch, I got a 7¼ inch wrist. This is a big watch. Even though it's 42mm, the lug to lug, it does feel quite long. And I'm not kidding. It's got a fair bit of heft to it. It really is quite a substantial feeling watch. So you can see that is a 42mm watch, which normally you might think, oh, that's actually, not particularly big. But because of the lug to lugs, you read this size, and it almost looks, like the width actually of my wrist. So it's quite a big watch, and as you can see, it is because you haven't really got any curvature on the case set. It does kind of stand a little bit proud on the corners there, so that's kind of quite interesting. It actually feels more like a 44mm watch, I would say, on the wrist, but it's got that cool factor. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is quite a cool watch. Would I recommend it for the smaller wrist, say 6 3/4 and under? I don't think I could really, but it really is. It's one of those watches you buy it because you love it, and this really is quite a cool watch. Should have pointed out the Tissot on the T for the Tissot on there. Anyway, let me know what you think of the watch in the comments below. I'll always try and get back to you, and stay safe out there, guys. Take care. Bye.